any other components of a family office that you feel are, a high level just overview that maybe we skipped over or people should be thinking about as they're going through this?
Yeah, and this is gonna be less on the financial side of things or thinking about just, assets under management in dollars. But I think that when we consider integrating a family office or doing any legacy planning, obviously my family's complicated. I think families in general are complicated. So while the structural foundation I think is obviously crucial, I think it's also important to work with families more on the human side of things. And so I think aside from just setting financial goals, it's also important to set family goals. And so, like I said, on the human side of things. So, one component of that is really talking to the family overall and defining what wealth means to the family outside of just what wealth means in terms of money or dollars. And so that can be, and I read this book and I know I've talked to you about it, Jake, before, but I read a book called Family Wealth and Family Wealth, Keeping It in the Family. And I think that that book does a great job addressing how a family office can help client families structure legacy planning that is considerate of not just that financial capital, but human capital in terms of their physical and emotional well being, how they find meaningful work, how they establish a positive sense of self identity, and how they pursue their own happiness so that they contribute to the family legacy from that perspective. I think another aspect that comes up there is intellectual capital. So, how you ensure that your family has the right life experiences, that you make sure you digest what other family members know before you're taking on all of the responsibility of the family. That can be academic, it could be career growth, it could be artistic, it could be philanthropic, but really just making sure that the family's always learning from each other. There's another piece of it that's spiritual capital. That term is can be a little bit confusing because it's not necessarily religious or, what somebody's individual personal thoughts are on spirituality, but really it's more about creating a shared dream with the family, and knowing that there are going to be challenges along the way, but that exceed the strength of just one individual member of the family. But instead, when you work as a whole, that's really how the family will find success.